the evolution of SAP S/4HANA and um, the relevant topics which we are going to cover and all. So I hope you have been hearing about the SAP S/4HANA, and you people are all also a real-time consultant working on the same SAP financials. So in short, for SAP S/4HANA, it stands for the SAP Business Suite for SAP HANA, and it's a next generation business suite. It is built on the most advanced in-memory platform, that is SAP HANA. SAP HANA is an in-memory database with its own set of software and hardware. That means the idea is to have a very quick processing of the business functions and processes by keeping the entire data in the memory, and that is where SAP HANA has become a powerful tool, a powerful database which keeps everything in the memory. Other than that, SAP S/4HANA, it also comes with a most modern user experience. It is designed on the most modern user experience. That means it takes use of the SAP Fiori apps. That means these are all the apps which are capable of running on Android devices, and they are capable of running on any PC, and there is a constant shift from functionality based authorization to the role based authorization, and that is where SAP Fiori comes into play. So these are all the apps for transacting within SAP S/4HANA. And SAP S/4HANA, it provides a massive simplification and innovations. So when I talk about simplifications, the entire underlying data model has been completely changed, and the innovations with which it offers is it is completely, it can connect to machine, and it can connect to any people, devices, business networks, Internet of Things, etc. It helps business to run simple in a digital and networked economy, and the most important thing is that it comes with the complete choice of deployment. Either you can deploy the solution on the cloud or on the premise. So there is a major shift from the capex model, that means the capital expenditure model of any customer, to a opex model. So this is what SAP S/4HANA has been brought in the market with these features. So traditionally, your ERP system, which is running on HANA, and which has been designed with the most modern user experience, SAP Fiori, which delivers the massive simplification and innovation, and it comes with the complete choice of deployment. So when we talk about SAP S/4HANA, it is nothing new. Rather, your traditional ERP system, after revamping the underlying data model, has been brought outside as completely revamped product. So that is what is SAP S/4HANA. Going further, we'll look into what else has been brought. So this is the roadmap, and rather I say the evolution of SAP S/4HANA. So whatever you say now, SAP S/4HANA, how it evolved, is what we are going to look into this particular slide. So just to give you a brief intro about how it has come, was in 2011, SAP has released a product which was called as HANA. So it was an in-memory database with its own set of hardware and software. So it requires a server and a software which is capable of running the entire business process, and it is capable of keeping all the data in the memory. So in 2011, the HANA was introduced in the market, and it got a massive response from the customers because of its agility to process the data much more faster. Then going further, the BW system, which is an analytical system, was tried on HANA as a database, and they called it as BW on HANA. So all the reports, all the analytical reports, all the crystal reports or BEX queries started showing the high performance, and the throughput of the data from the system was much more faster. Then the next step towards the innovation, the ERP system was put on HANA. So that means the traditional ERP system, the time-tested functionality of last 40 years, the ERP system, which encompasses all the core modules like MM, SD, PP, FICO, all have the entire ERP system was put on HANA, and they called it as ERP on HANA, and also it was called as Business Suite on HANA, or it is also in short called as Suite on HANA. And then from here, the evolution of SAP S/4HANA began. SAP, they captured one of the critical areas of a company, that is one of the critical key functional area of any company is a finance department. So what SAP has done is they captured this finance department, they captured this particular finance functional area, and they started recoding and rewriting the entire code so that it can work well on HANA. And in this process, there were many aggregate tables, totals tables, and index tables have been removed, and the data model has been completely flattened by introducing only one table, which is called as AC.A table. So AC.A table is the table which is a line item based table, can store a massive amount of data of entire FI and CO application areas, and this is what was the first step towards the innovation started from SAP. So in this particular block, it talks about the first product which was brought by SAP in the area of finance was SAP Simple Finance powered by HANA. So this was the first variant of from where the simplification started. So it was release 1.0. However, it was an add-on to the SAP Business Suite on HANA. So the ERP system which is running on top of HANA, which I also call it as Suite on HANA, the Simple Finance was an add-on to that particular Suite on HANA. It used to give instant financial insights, no aggregate tables, single source of truth. When I say single source of truth, I mean to say only one flat table, AC.A table, which can store at a line item level was introduced here. Then going further in the second block, the SAP Business Simple Finance, which was an add-on to the Suite on HANA, has become an integral part of SAP S/4HANA, and that is where the name has been coined as SAP S/4HANA Finance, because it was purely a finance focused offering. That means the simplification with respect to finance has taken place. It was called as Release 2.0, and it was an integral part of SAP S/4HANA. It was a finance focused offering and simplified data model and new user experience, advanced processing of choice and deployment, advanced processing, and it came with a complete choice of deployment. Then the next step towards the innovation was to simplify not only the finance areas but the logistics areas, and that is where SAP S/4HANA on-premise edition has come, which was called as 1511. So from here the finance name has been removed in this edition because now the simplifications with respect to logistics are also incorporated. So that was an integral part of SAP S/4HANA, having a simplified data model, exchange innovation for logistics area delivered, and it was called as S/4HANA Core. So from here the S/4HANA Core has started because all the core modules have been simplified. And the next was the current latest in the market is 1610 on-premise edition. And in this particular edition, many Fiori apps, many simplifications are being delivered as a part of innovation. So these are all the key areas of innovation in SAP S/4HANA. So we have SAP accounting, we have SAP cash management. Sorry?
I have a question.
Yes, Cesar.
Back to the other one, the other slides, please.
Yeah. Yes.
What is the difference between SAP on-premise and SAP S/4 Cloud?
I'll come back to you in the earlier slides. The next slides are there. We'll be talking on that, Cesar.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So SAP accounting, we have SAP cash management, we have SAP integrated business planning for finance. So S/4HANA has another one key feature where the OLAP system, that means the analytical processing system, or also in short called as BW system, is now sharing the same database as the ERP system. So your ERP system, that is OLTP system and OLAP system, are both put on the same HANA as a database. So this is where the innovation has come. This is entirely new, SAP Integrated Business Planning for Finance. It is also called as BPC for S4 HANA Finance. And we have cash management. Almost 6 new features have been added, and in SAP accounting the entire GL, that is the general ledger and asset accounting and controlling components, have been simplified, and the data takes part in only one single source of truth, that is a universal journal. So these are the 3 key areas of innovation, and SAP HANA as the platform which is aligned. That means a single source of truth, a flat table, only one table having all the fields of FI and CO applications. Agile, that means a real-time process, no need to replicate the data between system to systems. And the third one is predictive, dynamic, it's predictive, that means dynamic planning and analysis. So you can plan the data on the fly, that means on the fly without any aggregation on a real time, because your actual as well as planned data are both available in the same system. So no need to replicate it, and no need for a long running batch process. So it will not take much time for you guys to do certain type of planning. So the deployment modes with which it comes are the on-premise and the cloud editions. So in two deploy, it can be consumed as a solution, either as an on-premise or as a cloud solution. So on-premise and cloud, there are quite a bit of difference we have. So on-premise solution is something a customer will go to an on-premise. It is advisable for for a customer to go for on-premise edition in case if the customer has invested in the infrastructure. As you know, it requires a HANA server. If the customer has enough money to invest in the infrastructure, then if the customer wants to leverage the potential of their own IT team, and if the customer wants a high control over the configuration and redesigning of business process. This is a redesigning of business process. So in these cases, the customer, it is preferred that a customer goes for an on-premise edition, because on-premise edition is nothing but you are hosting the entire SAP solution within your premise, and you have already leveraged, you want to leverage the already existing infrastructure and the potential of your own IT team, and you also wanted to have a high control over the configuration and redesigning of the process. So if I want to do some configuration changes, I have 100% control to do it on-premise. Now coming to the cloud solution, the cloud solution was introduced by SAP as a part of shift from CapEx model to OpEx model. So basically this model is a CapEx model. That means a customer has to invest a lot on the infrastructure. So this CapEx model was further simplified by providing an option of OpEx model to the client, where the SAP says that they have infrastructure and everything is ready. The client only needs to just host their solution in the cloud and run it. In cloud also they have brought 2 types of cloud. One is the public cloud and one is the private cloud. So the difference only lies in the fact that between the public cloud and the private cloud, the difference is only one thing, that in a public cloud you can have a number of businesses hosting their solution, their SAP solution. But in a private cloud, it's only dedicated for one customer. And in a public cloud, the release levels are not supposed to differ. It should be on the same release level. However, in the private cloud, the customer has an option to go for a very higher release. But in both cases, the configuration and redesigning of the business process are very, very limited. So you do not have a high flexibility of configuration and redesign. You cannot run your custom codes, etc. So basically the on-premise edition and cloud editions only differ in the fact that it's a shift from the capex model to the opex model. And in an on-premise edition, you have you can have a few critical business processes which are running and on which you want to have a highest control. But however, this on-premise edition, it follows a traditional traditional licensing system. That means a traditional licenses you need to buy, and with respect to the cloud, you can also have a subscription-based pricing which has been introduced. So these are all the differences between the on-premise and the cloud. So it all depends upon the degree of cloudification which a customer wants, and based on that, it is up to them to choose which type of model they wanted.
Hey Srini, this is Amit. So on the
Yeah,
cloud, on the cloud version and the private version, can you have your own like a custom objects, like custom reports and things like that?
No, it's highly standardized. And if you want these custom codes and objects to work, you have something called as extensibility. HCP has been brought. That is HANA Cloud Platform, where you can develop your apps and extend it to run on these systems.
Okay. So the company that's currently on ECC and they have like say 100 or 200 custom objects, when they migrate and if they want to go with the cloud, all those objects cannot be used. If
yeah, they can use it, but they will be running this code outside the system, outside the cloud, using some other technologies.
Okay.
Okay, they can use it, but they will be running this code. They are not going to bring this particular code within the cloud. Okay, so they'll be running this cloud. So in this connection, what has happened is another three concepts. We have something called as HEC, that is HANA Enterprise Cloud, has been brought. So this HEC is as good as this, but the only thing here, you will be investing in the hardware. Here SAP has already given, you need to just host the solution. Okay, so in this case it is possible. What you said is the custom codes and all you can run. Then we have something called as HCP, that is HANA Cloud Platform. So it is for more from the developer's perspective, where you can develop all the applications and can run it in the cloud platform. That means the extensibility are possible. Other than that, we have S4HANA Cloud Edition. So this is something. So the difference lies in the fact that this is HEC is an infrastructure as a solution. HANA Cloud Platform is a platform as a solution, and S4HANA Cloud is a software as a solution. So these three have been brought other than this, and the customers have the utmost choice to select any solution for their business needs. So the ultimate shift is from capex to opex, and SAP wanted to be a cloud company going further. So these are all the options it is coming around along with.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so this is the customer journey to SAP S4HANA. So this particular slide talks about the first customer who is a new customer. He wanted to go to S4HANA. So the things which are available for him is whether they can go for on-premise edition or even they can go for a cloud edition. And we have something called as hybrid solution. That means few of the critical processes which you think for which you want to have 100% control, you can run them on-premise, and few of the applications which you do not think that are critical, but however you want a faster speed and all, you can run it on cloud also. So this is where the extensibility comes into picture. So we have three types of options. One is on-premise, one is cloud, and one is hybrid. The second customer, he is running his SAP Business Suite ERP system or ECC system on any other database, and so he has three options left here. Again, it's the same cloud. Again, it's the same cloud. and the on-premise edition, also an hybrid edition. So in case if they wanted to go for on-premise edition, so they need to update it to the latest EHP, that is ECC 6.0 EHP 7, then migrate the database to SAP HANA, then deploy the Exchange Innovation. When I say deploy the Exchange Innovation, it is nothing but the simplified code line will come and sit in your system. So the other thing is the cloud. So you need to just transfer the data to the cloud and get started. And they also have a choice to go with a hybrid. The customer C, he is already running his ECC system on HANA. That means a suite on HANA is already available. Now they wanted to go for SAP S/4HANA for simplification. So they need to just deploy the Exchange Innovation. They can also go for a cloud, and they can also go for a hybrid solution. And this is the delivery roadmap with which SAP S/4HANA comes with. So in case, last slides we have discussed that SAP S/4HANA can be consumed as a solution based on any deployment modes, that is on cloud and on-premise. So the exchange, the innovation for a cloud platform is quarterly in nature, and the innovation for SAP S/4HANA on-premise is yearly in nature. So that's the reason you are getting for on-premise edition every year you are getting a mega update or major update. So after 15.11 edition was introduced, the next mega update from on-premise edition has come on 16.10, and it could be 17.10, etc. So that is how the release strategy for an on-premise edition, and with respect to the cloud, it is going to be a quarterly release. So this is the SAP S/4HANA update on the release management. So if you here, I'm just comparing the releases of these two, SAP S/4HANA Cloud and SAP S/4HANA On-Premise. Okay, so we have in a S/4HANA Cloud, we have a quarterly release, as you see, 16.02, 16.05, 16.08, 16.11, like this. It has been released quarterly, every quarter. And with respect to SAP S/4HANA, the first mega update was 15.11, and after that the next was 16.10. And in between, in case of any minor updates, SAP committed to release the minor updates via FPS, that is Feature Pack Stack, and the minor updates are being released. So this is the thing. And with respect to the course content, rather, I say, yeah. So this is what are the course contents which we'll be covering throughout 20 days. Probably it's around 30 to 40 hours of classes. So finance migration to SAP S/4HANA. This is where you'll get to know all the finance related things, how to migrate from the traditional ERP system to S/4HANA, what are all the different phases which we'll be covering, which we need to work out with the SAP customers and the SAP consultants. So how we migrate, what are the steps which are involved. Then this S4F01, it talks about all the changes which have happened in SAP S/4HANA financial accounting, and the third one is SAP, the changes which has happened in SAP S/4HANA management accounting. And then you can be able to write this particular certification. You will be in a position to attend for this certification. Hello, all are there? Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. S4F03, S4F01, and S4F02, all of these three sub courses that we will receive is part of the certification S51511, right? Always. Why is not possible S451610? What is the difference between 1511 and 1610?
See, the difference lies in the fact that 1511 and 1610, there are many other features which have been provided with respect to apps and other business processes. So certification wise, you will not be tested. Certification wise, you will not be tested on which features, but rather from certification perspective, 1610 and 1511 differs only with further more features which have been delivered. That's it.
Okay.
Any other questions? AR? Shabir?
No, I'm good. Thanks.
So, AR, any questions?
I have one question. What is the difference? Could you repeat the difference between private cloud and public cloud? In both of these, you don't have the capability to set up something similar like ECC, right?
Yeah. See, the cloud, with respect to the cloud, it's purely based on a subscription-based model. So if you go for S4HANA on-premise, Cesar, then you need to pay the traditional licenses as you are procuring right now. But with respect to the cloud, the transfer to the cloud platform is much more easy, and you can just pay per use. That means whatever you are using, whatever you are using, you need to pay for that. So that is where it's purely based on a subscription-based pricing.
For example, if I would like to add a new company code in the cloud solution in private, I have to pay more, or the person in the SAP teams or SAP group, they will do this activity, or any person can set up in SAP Cloud, SAP HANA Cloud Public.
Okay, see, when supposing you want to use only one solution which satisfy your entire P2P process. Okay, suppose that you have one solution where you have one application which you want to run for procure to pay. So you will be paying only for procure to pay and no other processes. So that is one thing, one part of it. And the other part of it is that the maintenance, the annual maintenance of the servers and all, it will be done by SAP as a part of AMS. So you need not have any support functional or a basis consultant doing all the annual maintenance or the maintenance of the system. So you will be only paying for the applications you are using. Rather, in on-premise edition, you have everything with you, and it is up to you. You want to go ahead with the implementation of other modules, and if you implement it, you end up maintaining maintaining those applications with a high cost. So here in cloud platform, only you can have only specific applications to your need you will be running, and you will be paying for using only those services.
Okay.
Okay, Cesar?
Okay, that's fine.
Any other question? So we have in total 30 to 40 hours of classes where we'll be looking into how to migrate the existing ERP system and the changes which have happened in the functional areas of finance and controlling, and we will also need to look. We'll be looking into the configuration aspects, configuration impact, the functionality impact, and the data model impact. So the table changes impact. So AR, any questions? Shabir, Cesar?
No question.
Samir, so I'll take you through a detailed course curriculum. So that was a very high level of that. So yeah. So this is the detailed course curriculum, course content, and which is at a very line item level. So what we'll be discussing is the entire general ledger and what are the changes which has come in the general ledger. With respect to the general ledger, even asset accounting has fully changed. So we'll be looking into the changes which happened in the asset accounting. In management accounting, also we'll be looking into the changes which have happened in management accounting, and other than that, we'll be looking into the entire migration part via these particular topics and the new things which have come in the things.
I have a question. It's possible to add it, dates in the column M we'll know when we will receive to prepare to be ready to this class. For example, sorry, what's going on? My computer. You hear me?
Yes, sir. Please tell me.
Okay, give me 1 second. I was trying to turn off. Oh, I have to go. It's possible that you could add it in the cell that you have, include dates, that when we will receive that.
Yeah, sure. I'll add it. I'll segregate the topics based on the days. So I'll do that. I'll do that and send it to you updated by today, Cesar.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Srini, we can continue. This is the first class, so let's just continue further.
Okay. So this is the SAP S/4HANA system. Sorry, this is just one moment. Let me just log in. So we'll be looking into everything. We'll be looking from the 1511 perspective. So this is nothing but a FPS. This is the system which is FPS 2, that is 1605 system. And so we'll be looking into the underlying data, all the changes which have happened within SAP S/4HANA Finance in this particular system. So the first thing is to give you an overview of the migration. So we'll be looking into what else we are going to do in these classes going further. We'll be looking into the changes which have happened in entire FINCO by posting few transactions, and uh, and also we'll look into the simplified data model and how it looks like, how it was previously, and the info on migration. So this migration path we'll be following to just demonstrate you like what are the activities you need to do in migrating the entire system. So just give me one moment. Samir, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, Samir, give me 3 minutes. Yeah, 3 minutes.
Sure.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so what will be, so I'll just take you through, all are there with me? All are there along with me? Cesar?
Yeah, we are ready.
Shabir? Okay, fine. So I'll take you through a high level view of what exactly we are going to cover, and I'll just give you an overall glance of what are the changes which have happened in with respect to the traditional ERP system, just to give you, just to tell you, so first thing is that this particular menu option, migration from SAP ERP to SAP Accounting powered by HANA, is the menu path, is the structure, is the IMG structure, which is used for migrating your traditional ECC system to S4 HANA system. So this menu path will be coming only when you at the time of installation phase. So we have different phases for migrating from SAP S4 from ECC system to SAP S4 HANA system. So this is the menu path, or this is the IMG structure which I'll be using for migrating, to just to show like what are the activities which you need to do, and also look into the different phases for migration from ECC to SAP S4 HANA. So we'll be looking fully into this particular structure. Other than that, with respect to the ECC underlying data model, the simplification to the data model, the new things which have been added is something called as central finance. So just to give you the concept of central finance and ECS, that is error correction and suspense accounting. In the general ledger, just one moment. So we have something called as error correction and suspense accounting. So what exactly is this? Let us have a brief overview of what is error correction and suspense accounting and what is central finance. So central finance is something very new, which has been introduced in SAP S4 HANA. So just to give you a brief overview of what exactly central finance is. Okay, so central finance is entirely new in SAP S4 HANA. So supposing you have your company is running worldwide, and your company is keeping on acquiring and selling the companies. So whenever you acquire new companies and add these companies to your portfolio, then it could so possible that the different companies are running the local accounting softwares. So this is one of the best, the quickest way to for a customer to migrate to S4 HANA. For example, you are ABC Limited, and you have started acquiring few of the companies in Europe region, in say Asia Pacific region, APAC region, and America and North America region. There are few companies which you have acquired. So now, just as a part of your month end closing, the current system, it is too tedious, and you need to wait for at least 10 or 5 days for a group level reporting. So this is where the central finance comes into picture, where you can integrate your non-SAP or SAP systems as quickly as possible and migrate to SAP S4 HANA Finance. And this all happens via SLT, that is nothing but SAP landscape transformation. So which comes into picture on every document trigger. So the moment you post any document in a SAP or a non-SAP system, it gets triggered to your SAP S4 HANA system immediately via SLT mechanism. So in this way, the soft closes and the month-end close or a quarter-end close are possible in a much more faster way. So you need not wait for the database, you need not wait for any local units or regional units to finalize their close process and then submit the data to you, and you take it from there to achieve a month end or a year end close. So central finance system is the system which can integrate your SAP and non-SAP system via SLT, and any document you post in SAP or non-SAP system gets replicated within the central finance system, and which is a part of S4HANA. So now when you do the replication, so all the master data and everything has to be maintained within the system. So in case if any database record fails because of non-maintenance of the master data, or the mapping has gone wrong, then you will be seeing all the errored records in ECS, that is error correction and suspense accounting, and you can then process it. So this is one of the new thing which has come when SAP S4HANA. Then we'll be looking into the single source of truth, and there is only one table, 16N AC doc A table. So this is the table. So this is the table, which is a big table, and it has almost all the fields of financials and controlling. So particularly the asset accounting fields, the customer and vendor line item details, and cost center accounting details, and the material ledger details. So all these fields are within this particular table, AC doc A table, and it's a very big table and stores all the data in a line item level. So these are all the fields which this is not that much big. I can just show you going to a ALV view, not ALV view, a standard view. So if you see here, all the fields were previously in a traditional ECS system. Every transaction was stored in multiple multiple tables. Thereby, the redundancy of data was there. But in SAP S4HANA, it's only one table which is storing, thereby eliminating the entire redundancy. So this is the table, which is a very big table and stores all the data records of FI and CO throughout at a line item detail. Hence, the faster processing are possible, and we also call it as a single source of truth. So your only one table is holding all the transaction data of different application components. So previously it was not the case. So previously a single record, when you used to pass, when you used to post a single document, it used to update your header table, that is BKPF table, or a BSEC table, that means which used to store data at a line item level. And if that particular document was relevant for controlling, so it used to update the controlling specific tables. But now no more redundancy of a data. So the redundancy have been achieved. The redundancy, elimination of redundancy have been achieved by eliminating the totals table, the index tables, and the other table, and thereby the reporting speed has been increased in a massive way. So this is what we'll be looking into AC doc A table, which we call it as universal source of truth also. Then the new thing is by design your FI and CO are always reconciled because there is no reconciliation ledger. So we had something called as reconciliation ledger previously. So KALC was the transaction which was used to reconcile any data flows within the controlling. So but because of the new design, this reconciliation ledger is no more required, and by design your FI and CO components will all be reconciled. Then the next thing is that we have something called as asset accounting, which is new. So in financial accounting, the general ledger accounting, which is new, so it is purely based on a new GL concept. And in the same way, you have something called as asset accounting, which is new. So we'll be looking into what are the changes which have happened in the entire asset accounting, and how the data model and the depreciation processing has been simplified as compared to the traditional data model. Then we have, in controlling, we have in the profitability analysis, the default solution for arriving at the profitability is now the account based COPA. So as you know, we have two types of COPA. One is a costing based COPA, and another is an account-based COPA. The difference between these two was that a costing-based COPA was a key figure-based model, and account-based COPA is an account-based model. So the difference between these two is that it was still, I can get a granular reporting at the costing based COPA. So every customer has gone for a costing based COPA, and account based COPA is only an alternative solution for profitability. But with SAP S/4HANA, as all the database records are stored at a line item level in AC.A table, the account based COPA is a default solution from SAP, and it also supports you in granular line item based reporting. So this is the change. So we'll be looking into how to configure the account-based COPA to get a much more granular level of reporting. So we'll start with the migration. We'll start with the migration and its phases and how to execute the migration activities. Then we'll come to general ledger and look into what are all the things which have changed. And with respect to general ledger, another one thing that there is a concept of called as extension ledger, or I also called it as appendix ledger. So let us see that.
Extension ledger or?
Sorry?
Extension ledger or what?
Appendix ledger.
Or appendix ledger. Appendix ledger. So previously it was called as appendix ledger. So now we have a capability to create the extension ledger. So previously in traditional ERP system, you have leading ledger and you have non-leading ledger, but with SAP S/4HANA coming in, you also have something called as appendix ledger. It was also called as extension ledger. Extension ledger, we'll look into what is the use case for creating the appendix or extension ledger. We'll also look into the use case of creating a non-leading ledger, and we'll be comparing both these two ledgers from the data redundancy point of view. So we'll be comparing that. And another one thing, the last and final, the changes we'll be looking into is the Fiori apps. The Fiori apps and how to configure the relevant OData services in the Fiori apps. So these are all the apps which have been provided by SAP as a standard, and we'll look into how these apps functions and what are the new apps which have come with respect to the finance area, and how to configure these Fiori apps so that it can be used by used for transactional processing. And in total we have 3 types of Fiori apps. One is transactional apps, where the end user will do a transactions based on those apps, and another one is the fact sheet. So you'll get an overview of the entire organization with the statistics and the figures, and another one is the analytical app. So in total 3 types of Fiori apps. One is transactional, and another is analytical, and another one is fact sheet. So I'll be looking into how to configure the relevant OData services and how to make them visible here in the catalog, and how to do transactions. So these are all the business catalogs which you have in the Fiori. So if the user now need not remember any transactions and all, so they can just go to their role or a business catalog, and they'll be able to see all the Fiori apps. So previously, for creating the outgoing payments, I used to execute a GUI transaction, which was having a clutter of screen. But now here with SAP Fiori coming in, it's very easy for an end user to finish the day-to-day transactions. So we'll be looking into how the Fiori app. So in total, we'll be looking into what are the changes which has happened in the GL, which is purely based on a new GL. We'll look into the ledger concepts and a new ledger, appendix ledger, which has come. So we'll explore the features of appendix ledger. Then we'll come to the asset accounting. Asset accounting is completely relies on the general ledger being a subledger. So because the general ledger has changed, so it has an impact on the asset accounting configuration and data model changes. Then we'll be looking into the controlling account-based profitability analysis and the features it provides. We'll also look into the entire migration part, like how I need to migrate the traditional ECC systems, what are the phases which are involved, how to do a remediation for ABAP, what are the other things which I need to take into consideration before migrating from ECC to S/4HANA system. what are the points I need to keep in mind with respect to custom codes, etc. Those we'll be looking into. And parallelly, we'll be looking into the changes which happened, the configuration impact, the data model changes impact, and the architecture impact, and the functionality impact. So all these impacts we'll be looking into. And so this is a very high level overview of what we are going to look into next 20 days. Any questions?
No.
Hey Srini, can you hear me?
Yeah, Samir.
Okay, so Srini, how much like are you going to go over like a old versus new, like in terms of like hands-on? Like in the past, like I've talked to like few people and they kind of go over just the new functionality, and a lot of discussion is not even hands-on. So for example, like someone like me who doesn't know like profitability analysis, who's not really good at asset accounting, are you going to show us how it's done today in the system, like in terms of configuration, and then how
Definitely. Yeah, Amit. But however, step by step will not be possible. But wherever the changes has happened, I can compare both the systems. So this is the S4HANA system, and this is your, okay. So I'll be showing you something like this, Amit. If you want much more detail, I can definitely do that. So for example, AFAB is for posting the depreciation. So this is what is SAP S4HANA system. And now, just one moment. Okay, and AFAB is in traditional ERP system, it used to look like this. So this is your traditional ERP, and this is your S4HANA. One moment. Yeah. Can you see the difference here, Amit?
Layer.
So you have company code, fiscal year, posting period. You have planned posting run, repeat run, restart run, unplanned posting. So these are all the options which you're having in traditional ERP system. But in S4HANA system now nothing is there. So we'll be discussing all these things in a much more detail by posting the transaction and telling you like where are all the changes which have been made and how the simplicity has been achieved. So I'll be comparing both the systems, ECC, traditional ERP, as well as S4HANA system with respect to the changes and show you the transaction processing. Is that sufficient, Amit?
I have a question.
Yeah, yes, Cesar.
My question is if the depreciation process change, the other process related to fixed assets, like when we sell the asset or when we make a return the asset, this one change too, and when you capitalize over asset under construction to definite asset, this process change, or we keep the same process related to this process in fixed assets?
So the process is completely changed, Cesar. Previously in ERP system, you were able to post the depreciation periodically using ASKB, right?
Yeah, right. So.
But now in S4HANA, you do not have a ASKB kind of thing. So everything is so this is my S4HANA system /n ASKB. If I execute this transaction code, it's no longer available. So we will look into, we'll also discuss in a very good length why they have to scrap ASKB and how the current depreciation area only posts to real time in each and every depreciation areas. So I'll be comparing both screens. I'll be showing you how it used to happen previously, how it used to happen now, and only for the delta things, whatever has changed significantly from the previous release to the current release.
My question is the process of when you make a retire, or when you make a capitalize the asset, the process is the same?
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same.
Okay, so
it's the same.
Thank you.
So wherever it changed, I'll be concentrating only on that. Okay.
Good, my friend. Thank you.
Amit.
Yeah. So okay, yeah, Srini, I think I got it. So basically, anywhere where we have the change, you are going to kind of go in the old system, and you will show us, the configuration, and you will run the reports, and then you will show us, how it looks in the new S4 environment, right?
Exactly,
What
exactly. And whatever I'm not discussing, that remains the same. There is no changes.
Okay. I mean, the major change is it's in fixed assets, profitability analysis, cash management, ledger, right? I mean, these are the main changes, right? I mean, besides that,
Exactly.
like the AP, AR, I mean, all those areas, they're still the same, right? There's no like major.
No. In ARAP also we have changed. That has changed. So what are the changes which we have is previously when I used to create a customer /n FK01 is the vendor. I used to go here FK01, but here all those transaction codes have now been removed. Okay, and in S4 HANA system you will be using only one transaction code as BP, business partner, to create your customer, to create your vendor, or any other business partner. So your FK01, FK02, FD01, all these transactions are now obsolete. And another thing is that previously you used to create a GL account using FS00. And you used to create your cost element using KA01 by providing some controlling area. But now in this system, S4 HANA system, if you want to create a cost element, you still go to FS00 and create it. So your KS01 /n KA01 is again redirecting you to the same screen, that is the GL account maintenance screen. So all these changes which has happened we'll be discussing in a very, very full length, including the justification as to why it has to be changed.
Yeah. So for someone like who doesn't, for example, like say like if you're covering, fixed assets, right? So someone who doesn't really know too much about fixed assets, would you recommend that we kind of do some kind of research, beforehand, or would you be kind of going over like, in more details like the fixed assets? Like I mean,
I suggest, and you from your side, yes, you have to just go through it. But in all respects, I'll take you through in half an hour or 45 minutes before I start that particular topic. In half an hour, 50 minutes, I'll definitely take you through the entire configuration steps.
Okay, including the master data, like how do we do like a master data setup?
Exactly.
What's the configuration?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
I have a question. Business partner is now part of which part of the configuration? AP, AR, or other level?
So, Cesar, you have something called as FSCM component, financial supply chain. In that, we have something called as credit management. So, business partner is now no more a part of a traditional ARAP. It is a central maintenance of the business partner, which takes use of this FSCM component, that is financial supply chain management component, to create a business partner. So, in other words, what I say is your FSCM is also within the purview.
Okay.
Fine, guys. So these are all the things which I'm going to cover in the next 20 days. So the ultimate aim is to compare both the systems, show it to you, and discuss in detail on how the migration happens. And you are always welcome to ask me any questions or anything you want me to clarify. And based on that, I'll take it further. So from tomorrow onwards, we are going to start with the migration first. So I'll be taking you to the migration. So from here, we are going to see from tomorrow onwards. So what are the different stages? So we have several phases in which I do the migration. So the first phase is the preparation phase, then the installation phase, then we have a migration phase, and then we have post-migration activities which we need to do. So in each and every phase, what are the things which we'll be looking into is what we'll be discussing, and what is the significance of these, and how exactly to approach a migration project.
Srini, like either you or Samir, like do you guys have like an outline of how we're going to go over like each topic? Like I mean, for example, like as you said, like we'll be covering like migration at the beginning, and then we'll probably go into GL and then fixed assets. So do we have like
yes.
Okay.
Yes. This date-wise segregation, I'll send it to you today. Okay. So we'll start with the migration, then we'll go to GL, then we will go to asset accounting, and then we'll go to management accounting. So this is the sequence which I will be following.
Okay, don't forget please to put dates, please.
Definitely, I'll do that. I'll do that.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Then 20. You said like timing is 20 days, and then what's like a typical timing for the class? Like, is it like like an hour and a half or 2 hours? I mean, for how long do we need?
So I believe it's one and a half hour every day. Probably we can prepone it from today. We met at 6:30, and at 6 o'clock if we can meet, then that will be much more nice. So 6 to 7:30 we can always have the class. Samir.
Yeah. So I think his 6 o'clock is our 7:30 in the evening. So see if in 7:30 Eastern to 8, it would be 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it will be 9 o'clock.
Better for me. 6 to 8, right? Equal time?
Say that again. Couldn't understand what you were saying.
The hour from the class will be 6 to 8 Eastern time?
No.
8 to 10.
7:30 to 9 o'clock Eastern.
7:30 to 9 o'clock?
Yeah.
7:30 to 9 o'clock Eastern time.
Yep.
Okay, I'm good.
Amit, Shabir, AR, is that good?
Yeah,
yes.
that time
we're good. Yeah.
Okay. So whatever we are discussing tomorrow, I'll try to just send the outlines and the points to you guys today via mail, and you can just go through it. Yeah, and tomorrow morning we'll discuss on this. Yes, please.
It's possible to, when you are explaining when you explain in the PowerPoint, you send some comments. It's possible to send these to Excel that that you prepare when you explain.
Yeah, sure.
The Excel and with the comments like different between on-premise or on cloud, something like that, just to have to collect all the documents that you prepare when you present another explanation, just in case. It is possible to send to my email and all the team, please.
Definitely, I'll be sending you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. One thing is that all the all the slides that that Srini uses, we have these slides for the content that we purchased from SAP. I think we spent over $1,000 to collect that information that covers the 3 or 4 areas that he was talking about initially, which is the S4 F03 finance migration and S4 F01 finance accounting in SAP and S4 F02 management accounting. So part of what you get from this course is that you will get the sessions as well as you will get the actual documents that SAP put out in the market that we've purchased, and as well as if anybody that's lacking in a specific area, I think Amit asked that question. We have recorded sessions for just traditional ECC6 that you can kind of like brush over, if you like to do that. So we would actually share that information with you. I will actually share that information with you, as you enroll into the class. So for you, Caesar, since you've already enrolled, I'm going to share that information with you.
Thank you so much. I will read all the information in my email. Thank you.
Okay. And all of you guys have worked in SAP, so you guys understand that S/4HANA is coming to the market in a big way. But if you want Srini to talk about that a little bit, currently in the US, there's about 300 S/4HANA projects, and globally, I think there's the number is actually greater. So there's big potential for projects that are opening up. In the last batch, I helped a few people with helping them with their resume and stuff. But once we put the resume out in the market, there were exponential number of calls they were getting from recruiters for like different opportunities. Currently, Accenture, EY, all of the major players are like looking for folks that have the S/4HANA background and who can give a solid explanation of S/4HANA, what S/4HANA does and stuff like that. So it would be a good opportunity, good leeway for you to be able to go out in the market again. AR, do you have any questions? Shabir, do you have any questions?
No, you know me. I know. I already know about this, so you're just giving me a good rundown of it.
Okay, Amit.
I'm good.
Okay, and Mr. Caesar.
Thank you. No question.
Okay, so with that, let's continue tomorrow at
6 o'clock.
Yeah, 6 o'clock, which is our 7:30. Okay.
7:30 right?
All right, guys. Thank you. Have a great evening.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye all.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.